remote for doing apples to apples.
Okay, that works. That works.
Okay, it appears that it is the prescribed 8:30, so good morning and welcome to the November 21st meeting of the Carroll County Commission. This will be in lieu of our regular Monday meeting, which we will not have this coming Monday.
Don't look confused, Fred. You're going to have to find something else to do on Monday.
You have Monday off, Fred. Join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Baseball.
Recording in progress.
Yay! I don't see any media, do I?
There's no one on the Zoom. No one on the Zoom.
Nobody in the Zoom.
No.
All right, we will do public comment.
That came from Wolfboro.
And I
Yes,
see,
I
well,
came from
excuse me.
Wolfboro,
Fred, one
Fred.
second. I had this lady was standing, so.
Hold your horses, Fred.
This is Ann Hamilton from the Cooperative Extension.
Oh, yes,
Yes, hi,
I'm back,
you're back.
and I'm vertical, yes.
Yes, I'm Ann Hamilton from UNH Cooperative Extension, here to address questions about, or address the question about the forester working on county property. That was brought to my attention from Melissa that there was a question about Cooperative Extension providing forestry services. And UNH Cooperative Extension has always provided the county forester for the county property, overseeing timber sales, writing the county management plan, and that will continue. Wendy just wasn't able to do it this past year, and will do it this coming year. We'll actually finish marking the timber sale on the northwest corner of the property and finish that sale. She has been mapping the invasive plants along the stream corridor, and she's acquiring permission and equipment to conduct invasive plant control project, and she'll do an educational program about that on the property. And she's also going to write the management plan for the county property with input from the commissioners and anyone else that would like that.
Thank you. Questions?
No, that's good, glad to hear
Great,
that.
yeah.
Clears up a lot of
Good news.
questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Wanted to address that to make sure people knew.
Thank you.
Since I'm standing here, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Greg Jordan, UNH Extension. I'm the Interim Natural Resources Program Team Leader, also a county forest in Rockingham County. And I've been on the land with Wendy, so I'm glad to assist her in preparation of the timber sales under your direction.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Fred Kane.
Okay, thank you very much, we appreciate that. Last week we talked, last Monday, we talked about bids for the beds, and Melissa had said that 40% was coming from the Gopher Fund. Still, you're taking that out of one pocket and a little bit out of the other pocket. It's still the taxpayers that are paying for that. And before we buy 103 beds over there, I think we ought to find out when the beds were replaced last, how many beds are critical that would need to be replaced. You know, just because you're having a little bit of, Gopher Fund, you're still taking it out of the taxpayers' pockets. You know, whether it's the front pocket or the back pocket, both pockets, it's coming out of the taxpayers' money. And we heard no discussion on the beds before this last, Monday's meeting. And I just don't understand how all of a sudden, because they think they have a little bit of money in the Gopher Fund, that, hey, let's spend that money for this. I think that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be brought before us here, and discussed. You know, I do understand those are mechanical beds, they're a little bit better than all, but I'll tell you, I'm still sleeping in the same bed I bought, 45 years ago when I got married. I've changed the mattress, but I still have the same bed. And I'm sure that all 103 beds over there are not bad. And also, I printed out the agency staff here, and they say we're gonna be under budget, which, that's great. Budget is $2.8,062,280. A few years back, that was under $15,000. That still needs to be addressed. And also, the administrator stated that L&A careers are going to come into the building. It's not going to cost the county anything. Is it going to cost the student something? I don't think L&A careers comes out and teaches and doesn't charge for it. So are the students paying for it? Or is it in that fund that we have for education? Is that being paid for it? So somebody's paying L&A. If they're going to do it in the building, somebody's paying them. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I'm Morton Sinkler from Sandwich, and as you know, I've been involved with a committee to study the possibility of putting solar on the county complex. I know last week I showed up here, or not last week, Monday, I showed up here and laid out some potential financing for a small solar array to support the jail. That financing actually looks pretty attractive. I think there are ways to make this proposal very advantageous for Carroll County. And I did also ask that if you have any concerns about the plan that I laid out, that I sit down with an accountant to review those plans to make sure that they are, consistent with what how an accountant would view a proposal like this. I also requested that the county, in order to get firm pricing for a proposed solar array, initiate an RFP for a solar array. I think Commissioner McGee indicated that you'd make a decision on that at this meeting. So I hope that you can still fit that into your agenda, because I think that would be great to have a firm commitment one way or the other going forward. And also, Commissioner Parker indicated that he would be opposed to any solar array on the county complex that used Chinese panels. And I did speak with a couple of vendors, and I also reviewed the rules for the Foreign Entities of Concern, FEOC rulings. In order to qualify for the 30% incentive, federal incentive for a solar project, starting January 1st, projects will not be able to use panels or other equipment from foreign entities of concern. So the point is actually moot. We do need that incentive. It would be an important financial incentive for the county, and to qualify for it, we cannot use Chinese panels. So I also checked with a couple of vendors, and starting next year, they will be installing FEOC compliant systems, foreign entity of concern compliant systems. So they are prepared to meet those requirements. I know there are several companies that make panels in the US, and they're ramping up production to meet the high demand in the first half of next year. So that's all I have, and I turn it back to you guys.
I did look at it. I don't know if my fellow commissioners looked at it at all. We've got a couple things going on for capital that are pre-capital intensive right now. And at this particular moment, I probably would want to put a hold on it for the time being until we get through the budget, and at least look at it. We've had a couple of things come up. We have to put It appears we have to put a roof on the water tank. It's gonna cost us $500,000 that we may or may not have to bond. I don't know how we're gonna pay for it at this point. So right this minute, we put that project on hold. And I know there is a time element on the money.
Yes.
On the budget, we'll try and get to that quickly. Hopefully, we're hoping to have the budget pretty much finalized by, I believe, by the end of December. We'll have a better idea of what we can do.
So a decision in January.
That would probably be our best move at this point, yeah. But we appreciate your time, and we did look at it, and at this point, we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, it's just a matter of where it falls in with everything.
Everything else, and we've got, I mean...
That was a big,
Yeah,
no.
yes. Our executive director put together with the department heads, a very extensive and broad capital improvements plan, which has never been done before, to outline the things that need to be addressed and the things that will need to be addressed going forward. And there's some pretty heavy expenditures there. I think this year we're looking at $2 million just to bring some of the things we need up to par. So, but we do appreciate your effort, and we will definitely.
A question about the budget. If the solar array was not included in the 2026 budget, because you're talking about finalizing the budget prior to this decision, does that then
We can go back for supplemental.
definitively set aside? You can go back.
We can go back if we had to.
Okay.
Public comment, Dallas.
Dallas Emery. Yes, I want to let you know I appreciate UNH coming in here, and I had been asking about that. I guess that saves you the trouble of getting an RFP out there. I did have a question for them. Is it going to be a class? Are they going to teach at the same time as they're doing it to bring in more foresters and create a class for that? And maybe it's just me thinking outside the box a little bit, but I do appreciate them coming in and taking care of that. And that's all I really want to say.
Ian, would you like, or, yeah.
Could you repeat the question for me?
I was wondering if you were going to turn it into a class and not just a survey of what we needed to do. So a teaching opportunity.
The forest management?
Yes.
Preparation? Yeah, so that forest management plan processes, an ecological study and an economic study of the land. We'll have to be creative how we turn that into a class, but I'm sure that we can make an educational component out of that. And certainly the actual work that gets done, like the invasive plant control, timber harvests, those can have educational components and demonstration components that the public can view. So if we're creative about the management plan, we could probably make an educational component of that.
I just think it's a good opportunity to bring more people in to do that
Yes.
field. Because
Agreed.
There's always a need.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. That's extension. We're educators first, so we want to get people seeing what we do and promoting the forest industry. And
I appreciate you addressing it, though.
You
That's
guys,
great.
and get young people in the industry. So yeah, thank you.
Seeing no further public comment, we will move to approvals of the minutes for Monday's meeting of November 17th.
Next item.
All in favor? Aye. Manifests, accounts payable for November 20th, 2025, $665,593.07. And today, November 21st, $263,850.93.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. You gave me the line item. Where did Melissa go?
It's 21st, right?
Today is the 21st all day. We have two line item transfers. We have two line item transfers. request 2025-008 from the Sheriff's Department. And he's requesting that we transfer from deputy salaries, propane, telephone, and radio comm in the amounts of $65,000, $1,200, $1,050, and $1,000 into overtime for $65,000, generator for $1,200, and department software for $2,050 in the amount, again, of $68,250. I believe the overtime is to cover the people we didn't have. Correct, Melissa?
Yes.
Where's the sheriff?
Yep, it's back there too, but yes, it's.
It is correct.
So you see an offsetting lower number on the salary line.
Mr. Chandler, am I allowed to?
Commissioner Chandler.
Commissioner Chandler? The hammer.
The hammer. Wow. Motion to approve.
Sure. I move. If Gina
Second.
moves.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have, this does not have a number on it, Melissa. It says 2025. Should it be 09?
Yes, yep. We did up to 7 the other day, so those are 8 and 9.
That one was 8.
Yep, so that one's 9, yep.
Request 2025-009. This is for the IT department. We're going to take $4,600 from training and $843 from new equipment and transfer that to salaries for $4,600 and retirement for $843. Both of those accounts that we're taking from have sufficient funds to allow this. And that's in the amount of $5,443 total.
Sorry, Commissioner, I didn't hear what you said.
Nothing important.
Oh, well, you can't whisper it in me.
Motion approved.
So moved.
You're gonna have to second this one.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Noted.
Someday we may see a laptop.
Hopefully. Can you have the other one and transfer?
I do.
Right there.
That was the one we did. Oh, sorry.
Do you need to sign that?
I thought you signed that one.
I did.
Okay.
You sign that one and put it back in there. New Hampshire Office of Safety Highway Grant. I would assume that's the sheriff,
It's
correct?
the sheriff. Yep.
Good morning, Sheriff Rashadi.
Now there's one packet. I'm sure he'll explain it.
Sheriff, you coming to the dedication of the road dedicated to you when we put the sign up? The sign's taking its getting here.
Did we order it?
Yeah, we did actually.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Is this Sheriff Dominic Ricciardi?
That is Sheriff.
It is. Same as the road?
Same as the road.
Yes.
Up to the water tower that's about to go into repairs. Or the water tank, excuse me.
So the Office Highway Safety Grant we did this last year, where we got 4 new radars, installed those. That was part of the grant. And then we did some patrol work to get the other detail part of the grant for the patrols. It's the same thing. We're asking for 3 more new radars. And basically, we're paying, the county's portion is less than one of the radar costs. So each radar is, what was it, $29.15, I think it was. And our cost is gonna be, excuse me, 18. So the total cost for the radars is $8,745. Their share is going to be $6,558.75. So it's less than, our portion will be less than one of the radar costs, so we'll have 3. And then the patrol work is 100% reimbursement as far as overtime rates and benefits that go with it.
So the grant is $8,500, correct?
Yes.
And the total cost is?
As far as,
80. It's 3 radars, right?
well, the 8,500 is for patrols.
Okay.
That's the breakdown. And then the equipment grant is basically separated. So that is $8,745 and $6,558.75 will be reimbursed.
So the total cost of the county is the difference of those two?
Difference of the radar, basically.
Whatever that was.
We would have to essentially budget for the grant, because we have to pay it out for the radars before we get it back. And they have to be installed.
So the match requirement is, it says here the match requirement is $3,336.25. Am I looking at this, am I reading this correctly?
We have to pay for them all up front.
Right. Back page I have it on, it says, someone that says speed enforcement, $1,800, it's matched $450.
Yeah, the match is basically, we pen in as far as what our detail rate is for the cost of a cruiser. So if the deputy gets the $65, then the remaining $25 would be that offset. So that's not a cost to the county, we just have to work the hours to get that number you were looking at of the $25, which we did the last time and it was no problem at all.
Are you clear on this?
Yep.
Okay.
I've been clear.
Okay. So we are going to need a motion to approve the Office of Highway Safety grant in the amount of $8,500.
So moved.
Donna?
Yep.
That's correct.
I moved.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
I'll second his motion, he can second mine, we'll just motion it all.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are a lot of places to sign it, but I noticed one of the pages has to be notarized.
I saw that.
Can we do that at the office after the meeting?
No, we got one right here. Karen Rhines is a notary.
And we'll do it
Did
after.
you bring yours?
We'll do it, we'll do it, just in the back, I'll do it.
That's okay, we can do it after the fact. There's a lot of pages to sign. Thank you.
She's more impressed, I remember she was a notary.
Bid recommendations for MAC equipment.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
Put a budget on your chair, Sharon. Put the budget on your
Squeaking.
Gentlemen, how are we today? Excellent. All right, so reviewed all the budget, all the different recommendations. As you know, we had 2 for the rehab equipment. I am presenting that we go with McKesson, which was the lowest bidder, and it's one of our trusted partners. Their bid was $11,984.89. So both companies bid the same exact equipment, and they came in about $300 or $400 cheaper. Same exact pieces of equipment.
Just briefly, I believe you told me the beds are the original, the ones we're replacing are the original beds from, which are.
Yeah, I'll get to the beds.
Oh, okay.
This is rehab right
Oh, we're
now.
doing the rehab, okay.
Oh, my bad.
I'm jumping ahead, that's okay.
Okay, maybe I'm jumping behind.
Slap me down, that's okay.
Yes.
So what do we need here?
So I need an approval to accept the McKesson bid for the rehab equipment, which is a parallel bars and a stepper for $11,984.89.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I will let them know. And for the beds, 103 beds, original beds to the facility. They're basic American beds. We're finding that it's getting more and more difficult to source parts. As you know, unlike a standard household bed, these come with motors and things like that. So a lot of times the motors break, the pieces, the electronics break. So and plus we have residents who have motorized equipment going around and banging up footboards and headboards and all the other good stuff. So it's time to replace them, so that's why we looked at it. And having the Gopher funds to help subsidize that makes perfect sense.
How old are they?
They came with the new building, so over 15 years old.
15?
Yeah.
Some of them were from here though, right? From the original?
I think they might have moved some. I was
You
somewhere
were
else.
here, right? No, neither was I. Right.
I think that'd be a Bob Murray question, so.
Right.
They were all new.
Were they all new at the time?
Okay. So 15 years. It's been my experience working at other facilities, we do about 12 to 15 years. That's how and then we look to replace them before, because a lot of times when you trying to get these parts, they stop making them because they make newer model beds.
So how much
So we
was?
looked at 6 different bidders, and I'm recommending we award to Geriatric Medical for $185,266.72. And that will be 2 deliveries of 51 beds for the first delivery and 52 beds for the second delivery. So we'll do 1 unit, 1 floor the first time and another floor the second time. So.
Questions?
No, I just moved the.
Questions?
No. I move.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Just love the idea of them running around on the little electric things and bumping into things.
Mr. Chairman, can we add something to the agenda? We have a change order for the water project to consider.
I saw that, we can.
Okay. And,
I saw it, but I didn't see it on the, yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Is,
I wasn't sure if I'd have everything, but
If she-
Director DeWitt can speak to it.
Okay.
That's okay?
Come on up.
Good morning.
Hello.
I hate change orders.
I do too, sir.
Just so you know.
So just a quick story of what it is, basically. 17 years ago, they put a new rubber membrane roof on the water tank. Part of this upgrade that was in Project 4 was to redo that, so it would be good for a long time to come. When they started pulling up the other membrane to take it off, found a whole bunch of cracks on the concrete planks. They're like hollow planks that sit on the roof, that make up the roof.
Just for the benefit, excuse me, for the benefit of people watching out there, it's a storage tank for the water supply system that we use. It's not just a little tank. It's the size of a big swimming pool, and it's a substantial structure.
Correct. And so when they found those cracks, they got their structural engineers involved. They had the divers in there a couple weeks ago looking at from the inside. Basically found that the way the cap was originally installed was secured in a fashion that didn't allow for the frost thaw cycle to happen, and that's what's caused the cracks. The structural engineers are recommending that, A, we replace the roof would be the long term, or the near future. In the short term, they feel that it's not strong and it could fall in, that we should have the divers come back and basically put in a support underneath it in the inside, and then they would fix the concrete on the outside. That would be their temporary fix, which they gave a price of around 30,000, 29,000 something.
I got it.
So there, in the meantime, so that would be a question is, the structural engineers are recommending it to happen as soon as possible. She told me that an estimated time might not be till the time they get the divers set up and get everything ordered, parts in. We could be looking at in January before this happens. And then the structural engineers at the same time are finalizing a proposal for design for the permanent roof. And then based off of, once they have the design, then the contractors can, order everything to that design and give prices. Just shoot balling it, 300,000 for the planks, and so they're thinking close to 500,000 probably when we get to the roof, but they don't know that for sure until the structural engineers have a chance to do a design. Right now, I guess the gamble would be on, do we want to put these supports in so we don't have it collapsing. They were even worried about, in some of the communications that we had, about snow loads depending. It's a lot of money on the gamble.
I'm curious, the roof, it has a flat roof now, so are they proposing to do another flat roof or to do something that would shed the snow?
No, they're proposing to do the same roof that's designed to, only fasten it the proper way so it allows for the freeze thaw and the moisture that's in the inside. Because with the warmer water, obviously, that water's warmer when it comes out of the ground compared to air temperature in the wintertime. It produces a lot of condensation on the top of the ceiling of the tank from the inside. So that combination. So they want to fasten it properly compared to what it was done to allow for those freeze thaw rotations or cycles. Excuse me. So that's what they've been talking about at this point.
Well, it appears, based on their report, that the tank itself is in pretty good shape and serviceable.
Yes, sir.
With the repair of the one small crack.
Yes, sir.
So if we're going to put a tank, we're going to put a roof on it. We're going to put a roof on a tank that's still good.
Correct. What they'd also like to do is, when they had the divers in there, basically we have this big long tank. It's got a wall separated in the center, except there's a 6 foot wide, I think it was 6 foot wide opening. And the problem we have right now, I don't even know why they would have designed it this way, but they have the inflow coming in on this side and the outflow going on this side. So half the tank, all the water sitting over there is essentially being stagnant because it's not, our inflow and outflow are going on this side. Why they designed it that way, I don't know, but that's what we've been having. She's saying because when we put this roof on, we're going to have to come off, the tank's going to have to come offline. They're going to have to put in booster pumps and other things that take care of all the fire load and whatnot here in the complex. She's saying, why don't we fill that 6 foot hole in, put in a couple of extra new pipes, inlet pipes and outlet pipes, so that we essentially have 2 tanks that we're rotating. So in the future, if we have to clean one or take one offline, we don't have to go through all the booster pumps and all the other things that are expensive, and we'd just be able to rotate one or the other tanks. And I think there'll be more, I'm just giving you an updated, quick brief on that. I think there'll be more details on that as we get closer and to get the structural design done, but that's what she's recommending, is to do that, because right now we're just having all that stagnant water on the back end.
So we're looking at 300,000 and 500,000 combined, or is the 300,000 part of the 500,000?
I understood it as 300,000 as part of the 500,000. That's 300,000 just for the planks that go on the roof, and the other 200,000 is getting a crane in, the new roof on it, probably some other work that is going to be taking place.
And what's the time frame again? January? Can they get up there in January?
That part wouldn't be till next summer because they're working on structural design. Right now, the issue is the $30,000.
They're going to reinforce the roof.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
$30,000.
Correct.
Just to keep the roof from collapsing.
Correct.
Question?
Can't argue with gravity.
Another question.
Yes.
Is the cost of the structural support beam, once we get that, is that gonna, can we use that with the new roof?
I don't,
Is that, or is that just throwaway money for this, to get us through? I realize we need it, because we don't want it to collapse, but is it something that's reusable in the project?
I can ask, I assume not, because I assume they're putting all brand-new planks on, and this beam is gonna be something that's inside the tank, propping it up. So I assume not, but I can definitely ask.
No, I'm just, question, I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna hinge my vote on that, I'm just saying,
Right.
just asking.
Sure. And I'll still ask on it.
Okay.
Melissa, do we have the $30,000 if we need it now? What do we
It would
need?
be charged to the water system project that's ongoing that we still have funding in, yes.
Okay. Yes, Fred?
Before you vote on $30,000, I would assume that the county has insurance that if that did happen to collapse, our insurance would pick it up. You know, so to me, you know, you've gone this far, you're gonna do it in thing, you're gonna spend $30,000 just if it does, but wouldn't our insurance?
So you want to collapse?
Might pay for it, but I don't, what are we gonna do in the meantime when we've got to
Well,
collapse
if it collapses, what happens? That's the really.
Can't use
One, that's irresponsible on our part.
Yeah.
Right, you can't let it collapse.
So,
Okay,
I mean,
thank
I
you.
would assume we'd have insurance to cover
We
things like that.
can revisit that or visit
Yeah.
and see what. All right, so $30,000, do we have a problem with do we?
No, I can't, I'd like to not do it, but I don't know what our
Obviously,
options are. We
right.
can't let it collapse. And we
No,
wouldn't be
that-
able to use it. if
That
it-
system.
You're not knowing it's gonna collapse either, though.
Well, we don't know, but we don't want to be sitting here with no water,
Right.
because we have the facility in how many homes? 50 homes?
Close to 50 homes, probably.
I move we expend the $30,000 to shore up where we need to do it.
What the?
I motion for 30,000.
Oh, okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'm with Gene, I don't want to spend it, but we.
Yeah, I don't want to spend it either, but
If you could just sign the change order.
The other parts of that also at the top of this,
Right.
that you guys have, it's basically just changing a couple things that they're doing already.
Jesus.
$10.
yeah.
That were already.
Shut it off.
That were already part of the contract, but they're just changing, putting a motorized operating valve, which will help with the siphoning that's happening when it shuts off. Basically, they're deleting one valve that's not necessary. There's a valve, so we have 3 dug wells up there, and they all 3 have flow down to the first one, so it's like 3, 2, 1, and the pump comes on to number 1 to pump to the building. It was always thought that they flow down into each other, but come to find out when they're going down into these things, these valves, some of them weren't working. So the water really wasn't even flowing down to that valve. So they want to get back down in there and put some of these valves in to make the water be, everything flowing down to one like it's supposed to. And that's basically, then also over at the, towards the courthouse, there's that hayfield. To the left of it, our water line comes down. There is a valve down there that I've gone down 11 feet with wrenches that I bought extensions and can't get on anything. I'm just getting on dirt. So we think that the sleeve essentially that goes down has shifted and has gotten a lot of dirt in there. So they want to dig that back up and reset it so that we can actually get on the valve that would go over to the courthouse. So those are a couple additional things that they've run into while doing contract 4.
Well, let me ask you something. I'm not quite sure, why are they just finding that, I mean, the water system is like the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, why are they just finding that, didn't they do an evaluation of the whole system?
Not to this, they did evaluation on capacities and our demands, but they didn't go into our wells and go into and test all these different things. That's what contract 4 has been part of, is to go and actually test these and update them and whatnot.
Do we still have money left in this project? And that was ARPA money, right? Or-
Yes,
yeah.
originally, yeah.
God, we're gonna be out of luck when that's over.
Well, I'm just concerned about how many more surprises there are out there. I mean, at what point do we get to the point where we know where everything is and it's all working? I mean,
When you're working on a system with lowest common bidder wins, you're always gonna have surprises.
I'm not sure that's exactly what happened, maybe.
I feel like we're getting pretty close there. I mean, this is towards the end of it, but I don't want to guarantee that by any means, obviously. But we've gone through our wells and we've put new pumps in our wells. We've done the water lines, we've done meters and hydrants, and now we're concentrating all this stuff on updating our skater systems and our dug wells and the tank itself, obviously. So that's kind of the last little area as we've gone through the system of things that we're aware of, or areas to investigate, I should say.
So how did they come upon, I mean, the system's working now, and it's been working, so why do we have to change this? Why do we have to spend $9,000 to do this?
Well, it's not, so the solenoid valve, that one, the number one that you're talking about,
Yes.
they found that when the pumps, because the well is located higher than the treatment building, when the pump shuts off, when the computer tells the pump to shut off, it's still siphoning down water into the treatment building and into the tank. That's not, it's just siphoning in because it's higher down. So they want to put in a valve that shuts that basically cuts that suction off, so it doesn't keep bringing water down into there. Because when the pumps shut off, then the hyperchloride pump shuts off, right? Because those are all in the same computerized. So when a pump is on, the hyperchloride pump is on. So now if you got water siphoning in for 15, 20 minutes after you've shut your pump off, not only are you getting more water down there, but you're not treating that water because your hyperchloride pump is off. So they want to put a valve in there that makes it to where basically cuts that suction off so that you don't have that happening.
Thoughts?
None.
He moved it?
No.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
How much money is left in that water account, that ARPA account that we're going to?
I don't know the answer to that. Our executive director may be able to tell us that.
Approximately.
Down to the penny?
No, he's just doing a ballpark, but
Well, before you vote, I just want to know how much money is actually in there.
I'm looking.
And I could comment, if you allow, that this water system has not been addressed or updated for years,
a long time, yeah.
including that water tank.
Which is the reason we're doing a capital improvement plan now, to try and catch up with it, or identify the things.
I just want to make sure you have enough money in the account before you vote on it.
No, we wouldn't
Thank
do
you.
it. Yes, we wouldn't do it without doing that.
Or there'll be another line item transfer somewhere.
I know the short answer is the contract 5, that was the piping down there. We had 150,000 put in a contingency fund that didn't get
We
used.
didn't get used it.
Right.
That was for the water line project.
Correct, and that didn't even get used, so that was
We still have that to
150,000.
play,
So
we still have that to play with, quote unquote.
So we have 3 wells that cascade to each other down to the tank.
Yes.
That's interesting.
And the village, the water from the tank goes to the village too, correct?
Correct.
correct.
And you just redid those main lines?
Correct.
Well, we redid one line.
The only one that was left, supposedly correct.
Thank you.
The report that I have from Underwood at the end of October is there was 2.6 million available, and it looks like we've spent sorry, 1 second. To do everything that's on tap right now, not including the roof on the
Right.
we're $9,000 over budget. However, like Will had mentioned, 150,000 is coming back because it was set aside in a contingency for the old Route 28. So $140 in the positive, 140,000 in the positive.
140, wow.
I know.
Well,
I think what I'd like to do is have Underwood come back in here and
Yeah.
just do a follow-up. And, I mean, I mean, the system's working, it's been, I mean, whatever's happening's been happening forever, and it hasn't hurt, I mean, how bad is, I mean, does this pose a danger to safety? That's really the question.
Yeah, I would say so. It was untreated water
That's-
going into the
is-
system.
Is that really what's happening?
That's-
I think
But it has been.
Well,
yeah, we don't know how long it has been. I mean,
make it right.
till we discovered it. You know, we could have been a long time.
Times collapsed and untreated water going,
What
nice.
else could go? What could be a problem?
If I'm reading where Commissioner Chandler is going, I'd rather spend the money and we start working on this.
That's probably a prudent thing to do.
Yes, because if it's untreated water, that's gonna be full of fun and exciting stuff.
Let's see.
I'm agreeing with you, Gene.
You making a motion or?
I'll make it a motion.
I'll second it.
There you go.
Oh, so we're
Approve
making a
these
motion to
projects.
approve changing the valve in the amount of $935,
Well, I think all of the things
Nine.
have been recommended.
right, which is
It's 9,300, not 9.
$9,335.74. Do we need, now what's the 4453.80, Will? That's a different valve,
That's
correct?
a valve over by the courthouse.
Correct, that's available over by the courthouse that we can't get on, so they need to dig it up and reset the assumption is they need to dig it up and reset the pipe that comes up that you get on the valve with.
The assumption, so they don't know for sure either.
Well, I want to put that caution out there because everything we're doing here today, obviously we didn't know what was going to happen. But I can't get the valve on there, it's 11 feet down that I've been putting an extension and I hit nothing but dirt, which more than likely means it's shifted off of the pipe and it's going down past it probably.
Okay.
So at the risk of being Captain Obvious, the valve shuts off the water to the courthouse if it's necessary to do that?
Right, but I also think and I'm not 100% sure on this because we don't have real good, and this will discover it, I think it's the main, and I think this shut off is right above, that shuts the main off right above the courthouse, so if we had to shut the
If
courthouse,
there was a break or something in the courthouse and you had to shut the water
Right.
off, that's...
that's the one that we'd shut off.
So right now, if you had to shut the water off in the courthouse, you're telling me, or telling us, that we can't shut the water off in the courthouse?
Correct.
Without shutting down the whole system, or?
Well, yeah, probably the whole system, because I'd either have start up top or the next shut off to the main is down at the admin building. So there's nothing in between, this is the one kind of in between there.
Yeah, I thought that was part of the motion anyway, so.
So we'll revise the motion. The motion is to approve $9,335.74 and $4,453.80 for water system maintenance.
And on the bright note, you're gonna take out $667.
Right.
Gotta save money somewhere.
Thank you, Commissioner Chairman.
No.
I revise my original motion to that, what you just said, and remove it.
Second.
Motion. Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I just wanted to amend this, amend the change order to have the DPW superintendent sign. What was previously done?
No, that's-
Yep. Well, you can sign.
Do you keep a history of all the repairs of what has been done, what you're about to do here, and what has to be done?
Yes, sir, they have, the engineers have it all in, they're keeping track of all that. We're just going through tie cards the other day, as a matter of fact, on the water line that was done. So that's all being updated and should be in a digital form for us when it's all done.
Because I know, and you pointed out, we're running into mystery projects and stuff we didn't know happened in 15, 20 years.
Right.
All righty, so much for water.
Can I ask a question while he's still there?
No. Yes, quickly, if you could.
It was just about the water quality. I think the concern was that there was a problem, there may be a problem with the water not being good, but do we still do testing?
Yes.
Monthly or quarterly, and we've never had a problem with the testing, right?
Correct, we still do testing.
So
And there's been no problems with our water coming out of our wells.
okay, so the threat of there being a problem with the water being contaminated is really not there then?
Well, the problem is if something happens and you knew about it, it becomes a problem. So.
I understand.
That's what you're saying. Once you identify the issue, if you don't
We just spent a lot of.
correct it, then, yeah.
Right.
So,
I mean, how often is it tested again?
So we do monthly bacteria tests, and then we do quarterly testing schedule based off of what DES has us test throughout the year. That's for the wells.
I'm just making sure that it wasn't actually a problem.
No. All right, I think next we have the 2026 to 2031 capital improvement plan. Our executive director and the department heads spent a large amount of time doing a very detailed deep dive into what the future needs of the county will be, including now and going forward. So, without further ado,
I don't trip. Never on film. I'm still working out just some formatting changes to the report as a whole, but I've given you an updated
you did.
spreadsheet with the project costs and the request to put things in capital reserve.
Which I had here somewhere.
So, if you had questions, how you wanted to move through it. Goes without saying, I appreciate all of the support and work from the department heads. This isn't possible without all of their help, so. It's hard to predict at 5 or 6 years, so.
It goes through department by department. Starts off with the registry of deeds, public works, county facilities, and proceeds through all of the other departments.
Yep.
And Melissa has separated by what we propose to do in 2026 and then going forward.
And also different from the first draft on Commissioner Parker's suggestion, rather than if you're buying, a new truck in 2030 for X amount of dollars, rather than just put the whole amount in 2030, I spread it out. And so everything you see highlighted in blue would be going into the capital reserve to plan for those later years.
Up until this point, we haven't had capital reserve funds, correct?
So 2 years ago, the delegation approved the capital reserve fund.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, part of their approval, though, was that we would develop a capital improvement plan. So here we are. And I think, so they've been putting $100,000 in the last 2 years.
Which unfortunately, $100,000 doesn't go very far these days.
It was a big step. That's not something
Well,
they're
it's
used to approving, so.
many municipalities have capital reserve funds in an attempt to anticipate large expenditures going forward. If you take a look at the nursing home, it's now 14 or 15 years old. At some point, that'll need a new roof, and it'll be a lot of zeros after the number. So rather than bond it, you can do capital reserve funds and try and prepare for it, those types of things.
Yep, and
And this is pretty extensive. I'm not going to go through each line because it's 3 or 4 pages long, but it's 3 pages long, but it's available. And,
the only thing that I didn't really get into this in the 2026 is I had wanted to look at the current long-term debt that we have and show, when it expires.
Correct.
Because that, like the nursing home, for example, will be paid off in 2030. So it'll happen during this plan. And, that's $1 million payment every year.
And
We
again-
focus more on expenses than the funding, realizing, that funding sources could come along at any time. We may get opioid money we could use towards something. We could apply for grants. Bonds could be paid off and freeing up some money that we're already used to spending. We could invest in the CIP.
Any questions?
So how much are you proposing for 26?
A lot.
I know. I thought
Approximately,
maybe if I asked the
approximately 2
question, the
million.
answer would be different.
No,
No.
approximately 2 million.
Yeah, so for investments in capital reserve, 900,000 instead of 200,000. And then in capital projects, have 1.7 million for the county general, and then there's about 200,000 for the nursing home.
So you're proposing, excuse me,
No, yes,
you're proposing 900,000 to put in capital reserve, but then you're proposing to spend 1.7 plus.
Projects for this year, this coming year, 2026.
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't. That's what I'm
nothing
saying.
says we have to do it. I mean, we can
No, I know,
move things around, we can,
And the big hitters in 2026 are the jail water damage repair and replacing all the ceiling tiles, which our initial quote was almost 300,000 to do that. And the other one is the unknown water system, water tank cover. I have 500,000 in there for that.
I guess I'm not so concerned with the projects as I am putting the $900,000 in cap reserve fund. I'd rather use that 900 to pay for the projects, but that's just my opinion.
Commissioner Parker?
Well, I would respectfully disagree with Commissioner Chandler, but I'm not going to argue with him about it. Because if we don't put stuff in the capital reserve, then you'll get big ticket items down the road that impact on the tax rate.
Well, allows you, and you'll end up bonding it, which costs you money. And nobody knows what bond rates will be at that point.
So it's costing you money to put it in the capital
It
reserve
is.
fund.
It
The
is,
taxpayer's paying for that, to put it in the fund.
that's true.
Plus we're paying an extra $1.7 million to fix things. So it's actually 2.6 million that we're talking about. I just point that out. That's it, that's for me.
Well, it's a big ask. It's a question of,
Well, the other thing is that
philosophy, I think, of how the delegation wants to go and the commissioners.
Well, the delegation is the final say, obviously.
the other thing is that the capital reserve fund is new, so it's going to be an increase before it settles into a ongoing situation, like we do at the municipal level.
Correct.
And I think you can see that in the bottom of the blue section where, that there's a big investment this year and then it does trail off. So, and those numbers in future years may even be less. Like I said, if we identify alternative funding sources, then we wouldn't have to invest so much in capital reserve. Just seems like the prudent thing to do if a jail, sorry, not the jail roof, we already did that one. The nursing home roof is expected to cost 1.6 million in 2040.
2040, yeah.
Do we put away for it now, put today's money in the bank and earn interest, or do we pay tomorrow's bond rates? I don't know. I don't have an opinion either way. I
Well,
just
there's no
think-
right or wrong, you can do it either way, you can do it
Yeah.
either way. I happen to believe, I prefer capital reserve funds. It smooths the tax rate and it avoids the ups and downs, but
I have a question. Can I
Sure.
ask a specific question?
of course.
How many cruisers are we talking about here under cruiser replacement?
In 2026, it's 3, and that's the cruiser and it fully outfitted. And then in future years, it's 2 per year.
3 and 26.
Yes.
Thank you.
You have 180, right? Oh, wait, I was looking at House of Corrections.
And this is a new way for us. I appreciate that it is, that we're not waiting until, we're trying to plan ahead and not wait for the things to break and then it becomes an emergency. And we're kind of going on the momentum of 2025 where we want to keep that forward thinking going and repairing, protecting the assets we already have. But,
I saw
I have a motion to accept the capital?
I have a feeling you may be seconding it, but I'm so moved.
I will second it.
Call the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
No,
Mr. Chairman, can I have a point of information, please?
Certainly.
Is this one fund, or has each individual item that's been prioritized been put on its own capital reserve fund?
It's one fund.
Right this minute, it's one fund.
Though I think it should be broken out.
It should be broken up into specific funds with the right to expend.
If I can make a quick follow-up. Has this county done a capital depreciation for its assets?
Not that I know of.
Have you seen the 2024 audit? Our capital and depreciation is
It's in that.
in the audit.
Okay.
And if there's not enough information, I can certainly get more for you if you,
Okay, I just want to know if it was done, because some towns don't even do that.
yeah.
Well, no, I thought you wanted something beyond that, okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, moving right along.
Ignore the 2 AM stamp at the top of your budget.
Ignore the 2 AM stamp on the top of your budget.
I meant to delete the time so nobody knows
You're working.
what I'm doing.
Oh, 246 AM. That's at the bottom of the budget.
Oh, there you go.
At the bottom.
Because I'm looking at something.
So I don't know how you wanted to have several department heads here in case you had any questions about their individual budgets. Do we want to?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the whole budget as written.
Well, that starts the discussion, right?
I had questions that I have had answered. Nothing that was actually,
Yeah, I had questions that were answered because I talked to Melissa when stuff came up.
So originally, I thought we'd just go through quickly by department, and so everyone's concerns, questions are addressed. Does that sound okay?
well, just looking at it quickly,
Sure.
starting with revenue. One of the questions I had was that the county general revenue was very high, and that was because we're going to get back.
Yep, once the laundry facility is complete, which it has to be by June 30th of '26.
Right.
And the equipment's purchase, we'll get about $775,000 back from Gopher.
And that project had to be fully funded by us
Yeah.
before we could do it, and it's a
Yeah.
reimbursement, so obviously you spend the money first and get the money back, and we'll be getting the money back. And according to our executive director, we get it back fairly quickly once the project is,
I mean,
it
past.
should be back to us in 2026.
Yep, yes.
It's easier to get it out of the state than it is out of the feds.
So, yeah, the state has it, so I'm hoping it's smooth.
So continue on.
So we're still looking at the revenue? Did you have any other questions on
I
that
didn't,
side? or-
I didn't have any other revenue. The revenue number for the nursing home is fairly aggressive, but our administrator reviewed it and he's comfortable with it, and I take him at his word that he is comfortable with it.
Okay. All right, all right, let's just set that one aside then, okay. So just going through the regular budget, so the first one is the county convention. I spoke to Chairman Avalani, who said to keep the budget, they'd like to keep their budget level.
I have a question.
Sure.
Starting right off with first, legal fees. I mean, we had budgeted $35,001, didn't spend anything, and now we've got in there, why do we need all of that?
Actually, I agree with Commissioner Chandler.
I also do. I think we should remove that.
Either remove it or reduce it, but I'm not sure what the magic level would be. What would be coming up for the convention, that the convention would have?
Initially, they put 35,000 in that line to conduct an investigation
Right.
into the departure of the CFO. And then Chairman Avalani pulled back on, said they weren't going to do that investigation this
Right.
year. So
So I don't,
they didn't remove the money, they just
Oh,
left
I
it
mean,
there
I'd
and
like
canceled
to-
the investigation.
Make a motion, Gene, I know where you're going.
Well,
No, I agree.
I don't know if we want to zero it, or put in like
Leave $1.
10,000 or 5,000.
Leave $1.
Well, this is not, this is only the convention
Right, yeah,
fees.
right,
This
yeah.
isn't
No,
everybody.
I know, yeah, I got
Okay.
that. but
Let's
I
put it this
don't-
way, the
I don't-
delegation had no problem finding it when they wanted it. It had nothing to do with us.
But I would,
I'd reduce it to 0. It was 0 before
Okay,
they,
well, zero's
it was
okay
0
with me,
before they
but
put it in there.
I had suggested going to 20, but zero's okay.
I second 0.
Okay, I'll move, we do 0.
I still second 0.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Bye.
All right.
They didn't actually find, I don't know where they found that money, but they found it.
And I'm not doing that in any way to get back at the delegation.
No, I
just
get
that
it.
They didn't spend
They
it,
didn't
and it
spend it.
doesn't, I don't know what they'll be spending any for this time, but
Too bad we can't.
they can make a case, I guess, we'll do it, they'll do it.
If they want to put it back, they can.
Yeah, all right,
Like I said, they found it really quick.
okay.
So that's a new bottom line for the convention of $8,680. Now, if you want to vote on each one or just keep going.
Let's keep going.
Keep going? Yeah, okay. Next, we have the county attorney's budget at $1,275,493.
Mr. County Attorney, are you worth that money?
Every penny.
All right.
Good
You
answer.
got my
That is the
support.
correct answer.
Okay, my question was,
Yeah.
for the county attorney or you, I don't,
Yeah.
it was with the amount of money remaining under salaries, administration, investigator, why do we need, it looks like we're gonna have a balance there, I'm guessing, at the end of the year.
And I could let him speak more to that, but I believe it's because there were vacancies in the department in 2025 that will cause us to have some money left over, but those positions have been filled
Okay.
for 2026.
All right,
Is that?
so is
okay?
that, you're confident the figure that is in here is an accurate figure?
Based on current staffing at current salaries, yes.
Okay, all right, I can accept that, okay.
Victim witness advocacy program.
So that's a bottom line of $161,567. It's a slight increase. I think that's just for the, the regular 3.5%
Right.
on the
Correct
salary increase, which is the non-union that the commissioners agreed with. Executive, $246,254. So this actually does a couple of things. And you'll notice as we go through the budget, I just wanted to point out that several line items have been consolidated in other parts of the budget. We've pulled the medical insurance, property liability, workers' comp, there's a separate insurance category now within the operating budget where those have all been pulled together, so. But I did the best I could to compare apples to apples, like pull the correct costs into the 25 column for comparison. One of the big changes in the executive is adding a half-time staff, part-time staff. So there was a need in HR. The HR director had come forward and asked for a half-time,
Part-time.
part-time, half-time, sometime.
Halftime is in the middle of a football game.
Oh, I like football. All right, anyway. To share a full-time position with the HR department, so half of that position's in this budget. I may keep going.
Keep going.
Stop.
On a roll.
No talking football, okay. Financial administration, bottom line, $484,709. One of the big changes is that the payroll coordinator will be moving over from HR into the finance department. We've also, our staff accountant position is going to be vacant because she's relocating. And so we've upgraded that position slightly to senior staff accountant, and that's in this budget.
What's the contracted services?
So currently we have a contract with Barry Dunn,
Right,
and If we are able to fill that position at the beginning of the year, I'm suggesting we may not need that consultant, that contracted services. So we may be able to cut that back when it gets to the delegation for approval. Just keeping it in there because they've been a great partner and helped us through.
That's the figure you've been given by them, Barry Dunn, to?
Yeah, I think that's sufficient to cover it. I don't have an amended agreement for your approval until December 1st meeting,
All
but
right, okay, all right.
pretty comfortable with that number.
Thank
They
you.
have done great work for us in
Yeah.
2025.
Treasurer's budget is level funded at $12,460. On Commissioner Chandler's suggestion, I reduced the legal expenses to $45,000 for a bottom line of $45,000. And that would cover all legal expenses across departments except for the nursing home. Human Resources, again, there's the payroll coordinator's been moved out, and then there's a part-time clerk position in there. Medical examiner, so one thing I did with this budget is try to really strictly adhere to the DRA rules for county accounting, which includes the account codes. And if you follow the codes, medical examiner actually has its own budget.
That's fine.
Previously, it was in the county attorney's budget.
That's fine, but the history versus what you put in is extremely different.
Yeah, and to be quite honest with you, it was hard for me to ferret out what was spent on the medical examiner. I just needed my bottom line to match for the total approved budget, and that's,
I'd like to cut that down to $10,000, and if we actually run over.
Where are you, Harold?
Medical examiner.
4192.
4192.
and I don't know if the county attorney would want to speak to that, or if he's fine with that.
Mr. County Attorney?
So what I can tell you, the commissioners, when the medical examiner was included in my budget, it was actually separated out into 3 separate lines. There was transports, telephone consults, and then the fees and services line covered the actual medical examiner costs. So the telephone consults was budgeted at about $3,000.
Yeah.
Transports was budgeted at $4,000. And then fees and services was about $20,000, of which we probably spent somewhere around $8,000 to $10,000. So when I forwarded the information to Melissa, it was based on reducing, in my budget, the transports, phone consults, and the other fees and services, added them all up, and it was a little over $20,000 altogether. So I told her that I would be comfortable if the county set that budget at $20,000 for this year, just based on those lines in the past.
I cannot argue with that logic.
And then we'll see if that works.
And if it works, fine. If we can lower it, we can lower it.
Yeah, whatever, right.
All right, no, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
My apologies, but I'm back on human resources.
Oh, sure.
I'm
Yep,
still
okay.
on that.
Yep.
On the education conference line, we budgeted 4,000, didn't spend any. Do you know, do we need 4,000 this year? I mean,
The HR director's here,
Excuse
if
me,
you'd like her to
Commissioner,
speak to
that was a
that.
timing issue for us. We wanted to be able to go to conference, but there were other things that impacted. We've used that amount each year. This is the first year since I've been here, we did not. And we ended up moving it over to help us with our advertising overtures. But we do plan to use it.
and recruitment and retention, we budgeted 8,000, we have 4,000, well, as of now, we have 4,000, but who knows what that might be, but, so I'm questioning, then we have 15 in the budget, do we need that much, based on past performance?
How about if I come up
Yeah.
instead of shouting across the
Come on
room?
up.
That would be
Sorry,
great, please.
folks. Sorry, folks.
And also advertising, we had budgeted 20, and we spent 23, and now we're asking for 40.
Yes, we're, okay, so recruitment and retention first. Each year, the county determines to give something to the employees as an end-of-year recognition, gift, whatnot, and it's not been budgeted since I've been here. And then we scramble and look for money and try and figure out where to get that money. And so discussions were had with finance and I saying, okay, why don't we put it in the HR budget? And that costs about $7,000. So that's primarily the increase in the recruitment and retention. is to cover that end of year. Last year, I believe it was a ham or a turkey. The year before, it was chocolates. So rather than have to scramble for it in 2026, we thought we'd try something new and budget for it. I'm sorry, that was snarky. I apologize. So that's what that increase is. With the advertising, we are finding that ZipRecruiter is a significant, fantastic partner in our recruiting. And the reason they're still, let's see, where are we? Advertising.
Yeah. And what you're looking at also is actuals of September 30th, which is what's required to be sent to the delegation.
Right, this number is a little bit behind. We've
Right, no, I
already
understand
sent,
that.
yeah, we've already spent more than 3,000 over. And it's an à la carte. What I like about it, when we were using Indeed, it was an algorithm-driven, you hucked money at it and hoped the algorithms worked. With Zip, it's à la carte. You very specifically pay for X number of jobs, X number of booths on X number of sites, et cetera, and we can actually say, this is going to be spent this much money. And so each quarter, we've been doing a push, if you will, and then allowing the other 2 months of the quarter to be what we call evergreen, where the jobs are just out there, there's no boost, there's no enhancements, there's no extras, but it continues to give us visibility. And we are finding it's a very effective site. And so,
Thank you.
yeah, so that's what we're gonna need to run the each quarter, the push, and then the evergreens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Medical
Apologize for my
examiner, we're
manners.
done.
No.
We're on to
It's
registry.
Monday, Friday, be snarky.
Registry of Deeds.
So the registry of deeds bottom line, 462,286.
I'm going to strike all the register of deeds
Which
budget.
is a decrease of $75,000. Nope,
Come on up.
sure, come on up.
Chairs are all squished together.
Stay far away.
Okay, yeah. Any questions?
Questions for anybody?
The register?
No.
We're always happy when the
Oh,
number goes.
never mind.
We're always happy when the number goes down.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
We just wanted to
you.
make sure you got to move around the building.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
County facilities is the next one, 4195, and with a bottom line of 709,811. Highlights in this budget would be that previously the facilities director salary was split. 30% of it was in this budget, 70 in the nursing home. Now his entire salary is under this budget, as well as the custodian at the administration building, full-time.
So who's, the 172 represents the,
The facilities director, Bob Murray,
okay,
yep, and a full-time, and the full-time custodian in the administration building. As you can see, the electricity, propane, those have all been pulled out of the individual departments, and for better control and transparency, they're all now right here in the county facilities budget. If you had any other questions on that one? Okay.
The county facilities is Bob, is
Director Murray.
Director Murray, and one.
Yeah, he has one staff person, yep. Insurance is a new category for our county budget, 4196, and the bottom line is 2,244,207. The biggest increase is medical insurance, mainly because that's an unknown. So I took the medical insurance lines throughout the budget, they've all been combined here for the employee health insurance. Had the staff accountant give me a breakdown of any additional fees or deductibles that we pay part of, and also factored in a 10% increase on the medical insurance. We don't get our rates until after the first of the year, so it's kind of hard to predict at this point what's going to happen to health insurance.
I'm assuming this is multiple carriers.
So
Or
it's,
one carrier.
it's Anthem, but it's, there's two different Anthems, if I'm speaking correctly. So we have through Cross Insurance for most of the county, and then under the Sheriff's Department contract, union contract, they have Allegiant, but it's also Anthem, right?
No, Cigna.
Cigna, oh, they're not Anthem anymore. Oh, I thought they were. Okay,
Okay, never mind.
I learned something today, yes.
At a cost of 2.2.
So the medical insurance is going up to $1.7 million?
So in 2025, it was 1.4
Right.
million budget, now it's at 1.7. I used 10% for an increase, because I wasn't sure. And based on, speaking with some of the towns and what they're doing, I heard 10%, 11, 12. For
You know,
the
I think
unknowns.
Andrea used 15 in Mountain Borough.
One of the things we're working on for 2027 is to change our renewal so that it happens on, it lines up with our budget versus a fiscal, so that the new rates take effect in January instead of July.
The workers' comp increase, is that mostly a result of increased wages?
Yes, and those are the ones you approved on Monday, the workers' comp, property liability, and unemployment through Primex.
And then my other question, I'm sorry, is the property liability. Why did we, is anything added to that, or is it just an increase in it? Nothing's new, is it?
It's based on payroll factors into it, claims, also.
Payroll
as-
doesn't
as
enter
I
into property
explained,
and liability.
On Monday, they do ask for that, I don't know why. On Monday, I had explained, I think, that we had a cap agreement for 5 years, and that
Right.
ran out. and
Right, I
where-
get that, yeah.
So
Okay.
we're no longer capped at 5% increase, it's
Have to win.
You don't know what the actual number will be yet.
for property liability. No, those are set.
Oh, those are the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
The unknowns are the, mainly the medical
Medical,
insurance.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's a big jump.
So the next line is general government, and that's a new category. Basically anything, as it explains in the DRA chart of accounts, anything that doesn't fit somewhere else. So we put the property taxes for the county property in there, and then also a settlement line. Starting in 2025, we tried to be more transparent with if settlements were paid out to anyone, so it was showing rather than them being tucked in salary lines throughout the budget. Wanted to pull it out and be more transparent that way. 4,200, the information technology bottom line, 721,427. At the end of March, our contracted service for IT expires. This proposes bringing in a new help desk person for a full-time person, April 1st and going forward. We also consolidated all the photocopier lines from the rest of the budget into this one, and the licensing and software. Just, again, to have more transparency and better control by the IT director. Any
So if you're
Questions?
doing apples to apples, though, the information technology would have been below 2025.
Oh, sure.
If you didn't put all the
If I didn't pull all that other
licensing
stuff in
software,
there.
everything else.
Yeah. Sheriff's Department,
Sheriff's Department.
I have a bottom line of $2,158,572. Mainly the increase related to salaries and related payroll expenses, which is attributable to the CBA. for the most part. Sheriff, did you want to?
Yeah, if I could.
He's got a few extra
One
things he
thing I
needs to
wanted
talk about.
Point out was the detail line, the first line, went from 80,000 to 10,000. This is the new
It's on page 4.
law that was set that counties can now have a revolving account, like the towns do, for details or work done outside of the regular parameters of what we do. So if we're willing to, we can do a line for $10,000 instead of trying to project how much details we're going to get. They are reimbursed more than what goes out, so it is profitable. But what it would mean is we'd start with $10,000. Once we have spent that from detail work, it would be replenished with the money coming in. Any extra money basically would go to the general fund like it is now. So
Okay.
instead of having to raise,
Do you need to
A
do something
projected
to do that, or?
you will need to approve that you want to do it, I believe. Have a copy.
Well, I would like
And then
to
the
approve we do it,
delegation, I believe, is a step that they will
If we
need to
approve
do.
the full budget, it won't be automatically done anyways. But
I think so. I don't think it needs special.
I don't think it needs a stone.
It's right here. Yep. It's separate, does it? Or could it just be in the budget?
The county may vote at county convention to establish a county public safety revolving account, so.
And who runs the revolving account? The sheriff?
It's a line,
It's all-
basically.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't need anything from us?
No.
I don't think we need a separate vote
Just if
from
we want to
them.
do it.
Probably the delegation will have to vote to establish it separately. They'll probably want to, even if it's not.
The county treasurer will have custody of all the monies and the funds shall pay out the same only upon order of the county commissioners. Such funds will be expended only for the purpose for which the fund was created, which is for detailed pay, basically.
I don't mean to be repetitive. Don't need anything from us?
I don't think you need a separate vote.
Okay.
But if I find otherwise, I'll bring it to your next meeting.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
I just want to bring it to your attention also that
Under the town agreements, which is the next
Yep.
line, I assume, how many towns do you have for those?
just town of Albany at this point.
Just the only one?
Yep.
So, and that's what they pay?
That's what they appropriated last year. I'm assuming, unless they want to increase hours or something,
Alright.
that's what the number would be.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we don't get that number until the timing of passing of hours in March, April, so.
All right. Thank you.
Potentially, that could be into the revolving account, because that is paid by a detail rate, but we can
Alright.
discuss that later.
Okay. And then I had, on the new equipment, just
yes.
question what it is that you're proposing for 8,000?
The new equipment is for anything new as far as, right now, there's a lot of chairs that need to be replaced. They've been,
Chairs?
yeah, they're just falling apart. They are ripping and everything else. Anything that is needed as far as, that breaks down, basically. And then odds and ends that cruisers, as far as if something needs to be replaced.
Okay, thank you.
Dispatch center?
Yep, and so the bottom line for dispatch is $1,139,477. Again, just-
I have a question.
yeah.
Education conferences, we budgeted 3 as of this quarter, still had 2,000 left over, so do we need 3 next year? And I realize it's small potatoes, but it
Yeah.
all adds up.
Again, over the last few years, it's happened. We budget that amount. We expect to get them training. And it's because of vacancies, it's very hard to take a dispatcher out of the schedule to send them to training. Deputies is a little different story because there's more during the day, basically. So the opportunities haven't been there as much this year. I would like to keep the same amount in the hope that it can happen this year.
Okay.
Can we drop the telephone line by about 1,000?
No. No, because I mean, we're still
Well, we're,
not through the year.
Yeah.
we're still looking.
And we just had, with the remodeling of the dispatch center, they just moved some offices when the carpets were replaced. So some of the phones got moved from where dispatch temporarily was, and then where now the deputies are being put back into the rooms. So when they plugged their phones in, they had temporarily been set up for dispatch phones. So those had to be untemporarily back to the deputies. And that was a $400 bill.
Untemporarily, I don't remember that.
And as of this week, I'm showing expended $4,453 in that line.
Okay, fine, be that way. Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
On to the kingdom.
And he left.
Oh, jeez, that's
He was here.
Yeah, I think we're going. All right. So the corrections budget, bottom line, $5,920,135, which is an increase of about $640,000. Mainly attributable to the union contract, which
UCDA,
you're being also asked to ratify. So salary increases and the related retirement of those increased costs. Also the prime care, just annual increase in their contract for medical services for inmates. Cost of food up slightly, and those are the high points. And
Question, I just have a question on overtime. Do they need as much as?
It's because they're shorthanded.
Yeah, no, I just question, they've got quite a bit, they're gonna have quite a bit left over, I would assume, it looks like anyway.
let me see where we're at right now. Let's see.
And I didn't know if they could get away with 5,000 less or something, that's all.
So as of this week, that line is at 53,627
Right,
for an actual, so 53.
so it's
627, and they're asking for 65.
Right, but,
But if you look at the salary line, it's significantly below budget. You're 700 a year, it's 700,000 below budget because of the, because they don't have a full crew, which results in the overtime.
oh, all right, and then I had a question, once again, education and conferences, budgeted 21. I didn't know if we could do a little less, but that's just my point.
Well, they probably could since they're short-staffed anyways.
And as of November 20th, they had spent $21,380.
So they're over budget?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Medical services and supplies, once again, it
That's-
just looks like they've got have some more money left over.
The prime care contract for inmate medical lives in there, and I'm pretty sure they'll be spending
That'll
the
be-
entire amount.
Okay, thank you.
As of this week, they've spent $1,029,000.
Okay.
So,
Fees and services? A little big balance at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
as of now, they've spent 14,000.
14 out of 59,
Yeah.
That's
which
a-
indicate there's going to be a fair amount left over. I guess my goal, and I don't mean to nitpick
No, no,
anything,
no,
but
I'm
I'm just trying to get
see
to
if I
what is a
remember why it's so
reasonable,
much.
reasonable limit.
All right, let me circle that one, and I can get an answer for you on that. Okay.
I was gonna ask you the same thing about postage.
Okay. As of today, they've spent 986 in postage.
Really?
Mhm.
I think we can definitely drop postage.
The postage rate is going up, though, don't forget.
The
Again,
Yes.
Again?
again, and
It
again, and
is.
again.
It is.
department-specific software, you moved that somewhere? Is that
Yes, we
what,
moved that to IT,
that whole line is moved?
yes.
Okay, thank you. I should have looked over here, I would have seen that. Okay, that's why, if you could just answer, find out, otherwise, maybe we could reduce that somewhat.
Okay, I'm just sending him a message right now, so.
Oh, I would propose we reduce it maybe, but we'll,
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay, we'll see what he says, if you'd give him a chance to respond.
yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. All right,
County farm.
Danny Farm.
okay. So, account 4302, DPW, county farm, with a bottom line of $345,595.
I just had a question on gasoline. Once again, I'm looking at how much as of September was left. So can you tell me how much you spent?
Looks like as of this week, $4,943.
And we budgeted 8,500. Can I ask Will a question? Will, do you think you'll need all that, or do you need that much for next year? Gasoline? You've got, you won't spend it all, but that's neither here nor there, I guess.
Right, I mean, it depends on the winter. I think we could cut a little bit off if we want. We've been trying to be in the habit more
Yes,
of,
but there's a reason.
go to the state pumps, so we save money on fueling there.
Right.
Which has really helped us quite a bit. So, I mean, I level funded it from last year, but definitely, like you said, we could probably cut a little bit out if you guys wanted to.
Well, I guess I'm a Norway here. If I can even cut $1,000, I will, but I know people don't care about that, but
Well,
I don't
that's, everything counts.
but
I can't go to.
There are no.
well, I'd reduce that to 7,500.
Okay,
Sorry, but
okay with that.
it won't take a lot of time doing it. Okay.
Okay.
I still think we can go lower, Gene.
Pardon?
I still think we can go lower.
We probably
Want to go
could.
to 7?
Let's go to 7.
7, okay. 7, okay.
I'll second that.
We just had Melissa change it.
7, okay.
7?
Yeah.
Still seconded.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And then equipment repair, is that mostly the skid steer? Or what, is that a separate category, or where am I? On equipment repairs, you had 7,700 last year and asking for 22, which I don't have a problem with, but I just
Mr.
didn't know.
Chairman, if the department head's going to speak, can they come up and
Yes.
sit here so we
And
can't
come on
hear?
up.
I think in your packet, there was a list from
Yeah, so what has to be done?
DPW of what's in the equipment. I think I can see it right there. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Just for your reference, if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that before.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Can we name, can we find another name for bloodhound? I get, I like bloodhound.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
So you're okay with that, the list?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
fine.
Oh, okay. So one of the things in the budget is that you'll see a reduction in the salary line. Previously, there was money in this budget for seasonal extra help. We have 2 full-time DPW employees, the director and 1 employee. Director DeWitt asked if we could restore that funding at least, so he has some extra for the times of the year when he needs additional help.
Does your budget reflect that?
No.
Oh, okay. How much is that?
We had a total figure of 13,000, but some of that was for the preceding line items that we talked about in the office the other day, right?
Yeah. Let me see. I mean, right now, there's a reduction in the salary line of 16,369. If we just restore that and do a level on your salary, do you think that would be enough?
Yes.
Okay. So that would
But
be.
he said 13, didn't he?
Well, we did some quick figures in the office the other day, and I don't remember what they came out with, but with workers' comp and all those other, Social Security, all those things that followed, it was a little over 13,000, I think it was. But instead of 16, even if we just went 13 on that, I think that would be fine.
I would, but I don't have a problem with increasing it by the 13, if we can do it.
Okay.
Not 16, but that's, once again, it's only $3,000, but then again, 3 here and 3 there.
Right.
I got another.
Okay.
What's the 8,000 usual for line 81?
Line 81, so that's generally our water and sewer repairs. There's, everything from our pumps, we got 9 pumps and the clarifiers, to the hyperchloride pumps, to just anything and everything that generally has to do with our maintenance of the water and sewer. We charge the 081 line.
Did you add anything to it though? Because last year the budget was 8,000 and you spent,
Yes,
what, you only spent 5,700, that's through September.
right, I think that number's,
And you're looking for 19,000 for next year.
right, so in that list that you guys got earlier, I had purchased in the disinfectant byproduct kit, which was 1,000, having the extra chlorine pump on hand, which was 1,000, looking at a pump for the gate valves. We had different tools and toolboxes to be able to, looking for types of toolboxes that have seals on them, because when they're up in the water department up there, it's got the hyperchloride, it's a toxic environment, things corrode and rust up there, so I'm looking for boxes that would save our tools. Bloodhound was another, or whatever we want to call her in the future. And then clarifier pumps have significantly increased in price for the clarifier pumps. So I added extra money in there to help with that.
Can we drop it to 15, or do you think you need the whole 19,000?
I think that we could drop it a little bit, because I think,
I mean, I'm sure the question's gonna get asked when we get,
Right.
after it goes to us. So-
right. I'm just
So it's a
hesitant to
big-
take too much
It's a big jump
off.
from 8 to 19,000 is a pretty big jump.
Right.
I'm not saying you don't need it, but do we need all of it?
I think we could take a little bit off. I just precaution that if we take a little bit here and
No,
then
I
they take a little bit
understand. No, I
there, I don't
understand.
take it all in one chunk.
I get it.
Because that seems to be what happens to me. So I definitely think we could probably take off, 1,500 if you guys would like out of that, because I think we're gonna have a little bit left over, or a little bit that we can spend on some of these items this year, like some of the tool stuff. I've been looking at trying to use some of this year's money on that, so I definitely think we could probably take that 15, go down 1,500 if you,
17.5 then?
Yeah, I'd like to go lower. Can you go to 15, you go 16,000?
I'll take
Which is
some.
double last year's.
yeah, we could, yes, sir,
I mean, no, I mean,
I think we'll,
if you really don't think it can, tell me.
I think it can, it's just, it's just a gamble more, like, hopefully we don't spend 4,000 on Bloodhound, for example, right? So, if we did, if something popped up, then we'd have to, figure it out then, but, I was trying to be prepared that we'd have enough in there that if stuff popped up, because in the past when stuff pops up, then we're just short on everything else. But with that gamble, like you said, it's twice.
Question.
No?
Okay, let's take it to 16. And again, equipment repairs, you're going from $7,700 to $22,000. The skid steer, what do we need for skid steer repairs? Air conditioning, what's?
We have some air conditioning.
We went through this last year.
Right, air conditioning issues, and then the new tracks on the machine. And then we are also starting to have some issues with the automatic attach and detach for the buckets and implements that may need to be repaired there. We've been trying to milk it along and keep it looped up well to move, but it's been having more and more problems.
I'd like to see that number come down a little. What's the best you can live with?
Best I could live with would be 17,750.
Okay, you all right with that? Gene?
I'm just looking, we got,
That's on the equipment repair.
I mean, you got 8,000 for usual, and I'm gonna be sitting here answering the question, why are we going from 7,750 to 22,000? Which is a good question, because we're gonna be asked that question. So even at 17,750, we're gonna.
what's equipment repairs as of now?
As far as it appears as of now, is.
Well, no,
well,
that's
it's-
Down now.
it was 67 plus whatever.
Cutting it close, I'm pretty sure.
Whatever, yeah, you only got 1,000 left, and we got 3 months to go, so.
Sorry,
3 months.
equipment repairs, is that the one?
Oh, 82 is what they're on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm calculating payroll, okay. 6839 is where we are now.
Okay, all right.
And I just want to make sure I got that. Maintenance repairs, is that the one that's going to 16,000?
Yes.
That's OU.
Thank you.
I'd want to do 15,000 on equipment repairs.
How much?
15,000. I mean, 15,000 is double last year.
But it doesn't, you're not really leaving anything for breakdown. I don't, I'm
Well,
just
you-
anticipating that all these things need to be done, and that's 14,000.
Well, not necessarily.
Well,
What do we absolutely, what does a skid steer need right this minute? Anything?
New tracks,
And how much is that?
in the $4,000 range, $3,000 to $4,000 range, I believe.
So that leaves you $6,000 for the skid steer repairs beyond that, for hydraulic hoses or whatever breaks it.
Right, the air conditioning is a big question mark, because that gets expensive if we have to have that fixed. Obviously, we put it in the CIP product to trade this out, and if that becomes the case, then we just take 10 grand right off the top of this number. But last year, when we didn't prepare for it, we got no tracks and no machine. So, I'm trying to get one or the other this year, because we can't do that again.
Yeah, it is. There is a new skid steer in the CIP and the trade-in value with that. But if it doesn't get approved at delegation, I don't want to repeat everything you just said.
All right, only because of that, 17,750?
That's why I was saying that number, because we
Alright.
keep the 770/50 and then add the 10 for the repairs of that. But that 10 could come off if the delegation decides, or you guys go with the CIP.
Okay.
Okay. Outside services.
I knew this was coming.
Well, before we get started, I want to make my position clear, which is,
Anything so, Mrs. Smith?
which is, I don't feel this is the county's responsibility to fund outside agencies. And I say that for two reasons. One is, it's not part of our core mission, which is to deliver services that only the county can deliver. And number two, it doesn't allow the taxpayers whose money we're appropriating to have any say about how we give it out. Now, having been informed by somebody that knows, the RSAs, I guess we do have the authority to appropriate and expend the money, but I just don't feel we should be doing that. So, having said that,
And I don't necessarily disagree. The only thing I might take a little disagreement with is the fact that taxpayers don't have much to say about our budget, the whole budget, leave alone these appropriations.
Yeah, you had to bring that up.
and I agree with that, other than we have to run a registry, we have to run a sheriff's department, we have to run, well, we do run a jail and the nursing home, which benefits everybody in the entire county.
Well, under that philosophy, I picked out last time 4 agencies, I think, are countywide. VNA, retired seniors, 68 Hours of Hunger, and Carroll County Adult. I would be willing to support those and jettison the others.
And that's where I come down, is that some of them we continue, I guess, but there's some, if they don't serve the whole county, I'm not gonna vote in support of them. And there are some in there that don't.
No, they don't. There's some in there
support the
that
whole
don't.
county. And
Looking at the paperwork we had the last time, I believe those are the 4 that I think serve pretty much the whole
which
county.
4 were they, Harold?
Visiting nurses in hospice, home care and hospice, retired senior volunteer program, though I forgot why I liked that one. And 68 Hours of Hunger, I believe, is countywide, and Carroll County Adult Education. I could be off by an agency, but I think those are the 4 I think I picked last time.
I think so.
Well, I want to make it clear also that all the agencies serve a very, very good purpose, and in no way does this reflect on the agencies themselves.
No.
I just feel a funding issue should be up to the towns and the taxpayers, as the towns get a chance to vote on whether they want to give them the money or not. And that's just my opinion.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman, where is this in the budget? Is it in the sheet? Or is it?
On page
It's on
7.
page 7.
Seven.
It's special outside service.
47.
Yeah, for 40, yeah, what Fred Kate from Wolfboro said.
I really don't know how the 2% ever came to be, honestly. I don't know
Okay.
why that was done or who did it or.
I was asked to research what other towns, counties, and policies based on what other counties, what I was able to find at the time.
I think
Because there
it's,
were no parameters previously.
I mean,
so-
theoretically, if we're going to use this logic, we could basically give away any amount of money we wanted. We could change the policy to 20% and give away 20% of the money.
Yeah. Well,
And I mean, but
you could, but we're not.
I get it, I get that.
I still think out of basic decency, hospice, home care, and in hunger, I don't have a problem.
They're all good agencies.
No, but when it comes to countywide, we are the county government.
But I also think that if they, in my opinion, they need to be countywide and not go to the towns. They go one place or the other, in my opinion.
Well, we actually didn't come up with the
That
fact.
was the understanding
Yeah,
in the
and I-
past.
And we've told them that.
Yes.
I did.
But I,
RSVP.
Can I have another point of information?
You may.
Under court-appointed special advocates,
CASA.
There are several things that I see as outside organizations that are really definitely connected with the court. Why isn't something like that put in the county attorney's budget?
It is
along
this year.
with children's
It-
advocacy?
The Child
It is
Advocacy
this
Center
year.
is.
Child advocacy got moved over to the county attorney.
What about court appointed special advocates?
They didn't request any funding.
CASA didn't request any funding.
It's zeroed out.
What is it, 5,000?
No,
Okay.
they got 5,000 in 2025.
For whatever reason.
Thank you.
There's a couple that didn't ask for any funding. That was one of them.
Well, I would make a motion that we discontinue the 2% policy and allow the funding to go back to the towns.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
I believe it has failed.
I believe, seeing no second, that has failed.
I move we fund visiting nurse home care and hospice, retired senior volunteer program, and 68 hours of hunger, and Carroll County adult education, and that would be it, because I think they serve the county as a whole.
I'm sorry, could you read, that's the one, visiting nurse?
All right, visit.
Which one?
Thought you were with me, Gene. Visiting nurse and home hospice, or visiting home care and hospice, retired senior volunteer program, and 68 hours of hunger, and Carroll County adult education. And I believe those are all countywide organizations that serve countywide. Yeah, I may be off by a town here or there, but I think so. Because I remember we did this like 2 meetings ago or 3 meetings ago, we talked about this.
Okay.
And just for point of information, the White Horse Recovery usually gets paid out of the opioid settlement money, correct? Correct?
Correct.
Or not?
Not exactly. So it is raised in our budget, and then the opioid money is used to offset in the revenue, yes. So
But
it doesn't
we-
get paid directly out of that fund. They would need to be approved in this process also. It's not a separate.
But the opioid money has to be used for
Well, of course we do.
opioid-related recovery,
Yeah.
or whatever.
And besides, Gene agreed with my form, so we have a
So
motion. and a second.
do we have a second from,
Yes?
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No.
To, big four.
I have a follow-up to that then. If I'm looking at the 4 organizations, are you funding them at the amounts in this recommended budget or
Yes.
in the amounts that they actually asked for?
No, I'm going to do the amounts recommended budget.
Okay.
Because I actually, this is the part I agree with Chuck, we're not we only can do so much, but if we're going to do it, let's do it countywide.
Yes, Dallas,
Mr.
quickly.
Chair, I thought your policy was to not accept organizations that are accepting money from the towns as well.
But they know that when they apply to us.
That's correct.
And 68 Hours of Hunger is already going through the OSBI Budget Committee.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well,
We'll have to revisit that.
yeah, we will have to revisit that. I'd like to amend my motion to eliminate 68 hours of hunger and go on with the big 3.
Second?
All in favor? Opposed? No.
Actually, it should be for that one.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Actually, they should, yes. All right. No.
Did you vote yes?
Yes,
So we're down to 3.
we're down to 3.
Thank you, Dallas.
Just make those adjustments.
Okay.
And if any of the other ones went to a town, we'll take care of that next year. So,
Sounds good?
Can I have a point of information again?
again,
Sure.
I said this at the OSBI Budget Committee also. Who's checking to make sure that the organizations are registered with the state, and if they're over 500,000 or below, they don't need an audit, but who's looking at all their paperwork? Who has that job?
Not us.
This-
Did I know that?
These are the actual packets that each one submitted with their application, the required backup, like proof that they're actually a nonprofit and their financials So all of this is available to anyone that wanted to look at it.
Because any organization over 500,000 has to have an audit, the ones below that do not. So who's checking that? That's the question. Who goes through it and checks it?
Don't have an answer for that part.
Don't know.
Free. Sometimes they include their audit right with their application.
Do we
Not
require, do
always.
we ask them for their audits?
I guess
As part of our standard application form?
Yeah, I guess my question is,
No.
does your process have in it to review, to make sure that information is there before you're voting to spend our money? That's the question. Because OSB Budget Committee felt that it wasn't their responsibility to check that. So that's my question.
Those free radicals.
And thank you for giving me the time.
You're quite welcome.
Well, we call you the fourth commissioner. Or maybe the fifth after Fred King. I'm not sure.
Right now.
You went to the bathroom.
He's not here. All right, Human Services, BES, that one's a pretty easy one, right, Melissa?
Yeah, it's a big amount, but
It's a big amount,
it's easy
5
to,
million.
I mean,
5 million.
Well, it's down. So
our
that's-
monthly
and that's-
amount that we owe for the July 1st, 25 to June 30th, 26 has decreased, but I couldn't figure out quite how it was budgeted for in the past, so I ended up just taking the easy way and using an average of 3 years and coming up with a number, because we don't know what it's going to be for the second half of 2026. But I'm pretty confident it's going to be less, so. Some magic there. but-
Question?
Okay.
Cooperative Extension.
We love you and
I believe we have a MOU with Cooperative Extension. It was signed last year, I believe. And that runs for
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
Damn.
And that's in the amount of $324,312.
Go Wildcats.
Questions?
Carroll County Conservation.
Conservation District.
District, $59,571.
What did they do for us?
The executive,
I don't know if I brought their paperwork, because they don't.
This is more of an idle curiosity.
director may,
compete, and I can't off the top of my head. Sorry. Here we go. The funding request supports the continued operation of the district, specifically the district manager position, which is essential to implementing conservation programs and assisting landowners, municipalities, agriculture, and forestry across the county. And then here's.
Basically, we're paying for an employee.
correct.
Without any,
We don't know exactly. Do they give us a report? Does he give us a
Say we
report?
don't know exactly.
Does he ever tell us?
Yes, so what we ask the nonprofits to do when they submit an invoice quarterly is to provide the activities that they did in the previous quarter with their invoice. So, let's see what they're up to.
I guess I've seen that at some point in time.
okay, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
Lots of seeds, lots of farms, lots of grants,
Lots of whatever.
lots of food.
Next is the long-term debt principal and interest. That is what it is.
That's Karen Rhines,
That's pretty much what it is.
leading the pack at $290,000.
Registry project.
And doing a fine job.
Previous budgets, the interest on the TAN was also included in with those, but that's actually a separate DRA account, so that's been separated out. Based on the past few years, I'm requesting a reduction in the interest on the TAN of $25,000.
Damn that tan.
Okay.
And then capital outlay. I did not break out specifically what each project is requested in the $1,677,919, but it's directly related to the
capital improvement plan.
Right. So you could use this as a reference. I could speak to any specific project if you want to keep it at the 1.6, or if accepting the plan is accepting.
Can we increase the money to the annex for demolition? Wow, you did.
Actually, you
You
can
took
make
that
a
with a
motion
straight
to do
face.
anything you want.
You know I'm going to do that someday.
I was hoping it wasn't today.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
I was hoping it wasn't today.
Because we don't have quite the contingency funds yet, or places to go. I'm going to make my promise, sooner or later, those three wings are going to die.
I think the capital will be a big discussion with the delegation. And
We'll let them do
we'll
it.
have to come to some kind of compromise or not, or it'll be whatever it is. All we can do is lay out what we think is necessary, and that's our due diligence for the future of the county, and how it gets handled is up to the delegation.
Ultimately.
Outside of wisdom.
So there's always those surprises that come up.
Yes.
This morning,
Oh, a surprise we don't know about.
got the quote, and
Did we
actually,
finish? While I was away,
we did the.
You didn't miss anything,
You
Jim,
didn't miss
trust us.
anything, no.
Huh?
You didn't miss anything.
Well,
We did long-term debt
where did you, yeah, we did long-term.
and the conservation district,
Which are-
and,
Are we still
in the
going?
team.
or-
yeah, we're on capital
We were on
now.
capital.
Oh,
If
okay.
you want to revisit that, we can.
No, I'm fine. I didn't, I
Okay.
just,
No.
it sounded like it was moving on to something else.
So I would like Director DeWitt to come back up to the table, because this has to do with.
Slight
the-
problem, you just walked out the door.
Did he really?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to wing it and try to talk about an auger for the septic system.
Well, the
Grounds into the ground.
the auger seems to be always a problem.
Yes, with an 8 to 10 week out order
Augers
schedule.
are very, very expensive. How much is the auger?
70, well, with installation, I'm estimating $70,000. So,
Yeah, you make
because
that.
this is like a, you know,
Yeah, well, you kind of need the auger.
it's not in the capital. Finding out about it now, need to buy it, it's 2 months out before we even get the parts. So
Is it,
wanting to fix
is
it
dead
before it
or-
fails,
Is it dead or dying?
it's
or-
dying.
So it could-
Is it telling us it's, how do we know it's dying?
Well, that's why I need Will.
Is it so next year's expense?
Remember, you just,
So-
Maybe not.
He would like permission to order it now
Yeah.
and have it on its way, but I'm just not sure.
what's the auger do?
I'm not sure how to pay for it. And-
Well, it'll be next year,
So-
right? We can put it next year's in the budget for
Well,
next
if he
year.
orders it this year, then it would be,
We won't get it till next year.
What
Right.
did you say the lead time was?
8 to 10 weeks.
10 weeks, you're into, yeah, you're into January.
What's the auger for again?
I mean, I think if you could approve him
I understand.
ordering it, purchasing, moving forward, so we can get that in motion, I'll look through what we have left over this year to see if we have funds we can pay for it, and then we won't have to do anything for the 2026 budget.
What are you using the auger?
It's part of the septic system, and my understanding is it chops
bought it back.
it chops up the solids before it goes, wherever it goes, and out into the leach field. That's
Order
my-
it, otherwise we're going to be just knee deep in.
That's the problem. It's something, it's a necessary part of the system.
So the quote that
Fred had
is,
a question, I guess.
so part of that's the
Fred.
installation, but the actual quote he got today, $46,359 and 62 cents
Is what?
is the auger. And then the additional would be for the installation once it gets here.
Quickly, Fred.
Yes, when you're going through, I went back to the DPW, sewage line, you had in here 30,000 and we've only spent $11,600. So you still had a remaining balance of 18,004. And then you have sand,
Stop.
salt, ash.
Stop. Let's do this at the end.
All right.
Let's get through the
All
budget,
right,
please.
hang on.
Well, you may have money there.
Right, we may.
I know, but we could sit there and go through the whole budget on everything aside too.
And I guess I'm just asking to authorize the purchase of it so we can get it in
It's
the
a
works.
necessary part of the system.
And then we'll
It's not an
do-
optional item.
We'll do that exercise of going through the budget,
Okay.
finding money here and there. I'm sure we can
Okay.
find the money to pay for that
You know,
in
it's
this
all-
year's budget.
Motion to approve the ordering the auger for
For the sake of sanity and
46,000, how much?
sanitation.
46,000 and change.
Yeah, one sec. Just have that. $46,359.62.
So moved.
Yeah, I'll move that, but Carroll moved, I'll second it.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
Reluctantly, aye, yes.
Yeah, reluctantly is the key word.
thank you. Get that going.
There's a lot of moving parts at the county.
Literally.
A lot of moving orders.
A lot of moving parts, and the auger's one of them.
Well, you can always have an open source system.
No, you can't.
So with the capital outlay that's proposed in this, we're just gonna send that number to the delegation, the 1.6 that's in the budget. Do you have any questions or amendments, or
I don't.
we're good?
Do you-
for-
I think we
Commissioner Chandler?
Yeah, okay, yeah, never mind.
It's a lot of grumbling over there, Commissioner Chandler.
You sure?
Not at this time, I guess.
I love the I guess.
You don't sound happy.
Gene, we're all here on Friday because of you, so if you got something,
Moving-
bring it up.
Moving right along, Melissa.
Transfers to capital reserve, so in the general fund, the request is to transfer $223,500 to the capital reserve. 100,000 of that, we have two reserves. One acts like an expendable trust in that it's for accrued payouts for employees when they leave and their earned time gets paid out. It also acts as a sick bank, although only a couple of employees have ever used it if they're out of time and they need to apply to the sick bank. So we need to replenish that every year, and I'm asking that $100,000 be put back into that fund. And then the remaining $123,500 is the general fund's contribution to the capital improvement capital reserve.
Which will be part of a discussion with the rest of the capital.
I know.
Okay.
We're not used to saving money, or socking it away, I mean.
I mean, technically, you're doing both in the long run.
I think so,
Maybe.
hopefully.
Or as Gene says, I guess.
And on to the nursing home?
On to the nursing home.
The
We should
Pentagon.
ask the nursing home administrator.
We should, and
Come right
I
up.
see him making,
Is there-
I see him making his
You do,
move.
you know?
I see him making his move to the front.
I was gonna say, try to be efficient.
Sit back.
Speed is your friend.
All right.
So in administration, we have, where are we? $3,569,571. A big part of the $273,000 increase is the medical insurance. Where I have, I think 12%
yes.
I put in there as a potential. We may be able to cut that back if we get our rates during the budget season, but for now, there's a 12% increase in there. So that's the
You
main,
want to cut which line back?
the medical insurance.
If we get the actual, if the actual comes in less than, you're using 12% as a number
Right.
on the, as estimated, but we don't know the number yet.
So just to be safe, I'd like to leave it for now.
If it comes in at less, we can reduce it.
Dietary, bottom line, $2,541,719.
Well, I'm still back
Oh,
on.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, we can't go backwards.
It's locked, it's locked.
The bed tax,
The bed tax is a good thing. That means we're gonna increase, we're gonna get more revenue.
right,
And so we're taxed at 5.4%. So
But my question is, do we need to put as much money in the budget as we put in there? Is that,
that corresponds with our revenue numbers.
it does, so
Yeah.
the revenue was up.
The
so that's
revenue's up.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you, that's good enough.
Yep.
Dietary, I think I said the number out loud already. Nursing budget, $9,507,061. Salaries. The union increased, the union positions increased $1.25 per hour in 2026. So those are all calculated in there. Housekeeping,
Can you,
oh, sorry.
on the nursing, can you tell, what's the overtime at right now?
Oh, sure. Just take me 1 second to open that one. Let's see. The overtime for nursing right now is 267,540. 267,540.
Wow, it's quite a bit. 267 right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Education and conferences.
So what we did there, we kept that the same. Next year, we will be getting our staff trained to do IV certifications. And that's quite expensive. So that's why we're going to flatline it for next year. This year, we were hoping to do it, and we didn't have the ability to do it. So we have to literally contract with our pharmacy company to have them come in and bring us and get our staff there. It's over $1,000 a person, so.
So the number you're proposing is legitimate in your opinion?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait, oh,
Go ahead.
Sorry. Are you okay to move from nursing, or are we still on nursing? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I'm still
I
there.
didn't want to speed up. Okay.
Supplies, I just questioned whether they needed as much as how much we're up to now.
Sure. Let me look. We're at 212,000.
Right, so what in the interest of time, so the way I looked at my budget, we looked at what we were at actual, and I amortized it going forward.
Right.
So most of these lines, if I'm asking for more, it's because we're trending that way, and if whatever number I get to, it's either up or down, it's because that's what I think we're going to be. So if there's a decrease, it's because that's what we're projected to be. If it's an increase or it's flat, yeah. That's how I came up with those
And I have
numbers.
no problem with that, generally speaking. I just, if we're not spending all the money in a given year, we don't need that
Yeah.
much again, that's
Yeah,
all.
supplies will be right to the dollar, probably.
Same as pharmacy.
Pharmacy is, we've spent everything but $5,000, so yeah, we will be very tight on that line. Yeah.
You spent,
I've spent $42,000
already you spent?
as of, yeah, end of September.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Well, no, at the end of September, you had 20,000 remaining.
No.
What can we do end of October on these?
On the pharmacy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Skill.
No.
pharmacy skilled or pharmacy regular? There's two different ones.
Skilled.
Okay,
Oh, skill.
so pharmacy skilled, so if we bring in more, so my new budget, I have that we're gonna bring in more skilled residents than we did this previous year. So for the skilled residents, we have to pay for every one of their medications.
Yeah.
So if the Medicare number goes up, the number of residents, the skilled pharmacy expense will increase as well.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Housekeeping, Wanda?
So this used to be environmental services in the nursing home budget. And now it's been split out to maintenance and housekeeping. There's a lot of blank space there, but the bottom line is the actual budget for environmental services in 2025 and the actual as of September 30th. Just that so many line items change, that's why you can't do the line to line. But at the end of the day, splitting them apart, is an increase of 118,000 over 2025, which is mainly attributable to payroll expenses, salary increases, $1.25 an hour for union employees and the related expenses. Physicians and pharmacy, bottom line, 95,500. Physical therapy, 205,500. Recreation therapy, 639,454, again, salary related. Social services, 187,891. Special services, 244,688. And then we have the nursing home bond debt, the interest and principal, capital, for a total bottom line of Mountain View of $20,830,442, which is a decrease of $1,830,004 over 2025.
Total general fund is 25, well, that's 411-ish.
Yep.
With some minor adjustments, total overall is 46,200,000,
46,200,000.
which is a decrease of $2 million. And that includes the CIP projects, correct?
This does, yes. So
And we still decreased $2 million.
if we take all the capital out, the budget's apples to apples, 25 and 26 is up 3% over,
Without the capital.
without any capital, yeah, all removed.
It's better what we're doing locally.
So
Questions?
I will have an adjusted total for you because you did make some changes. Let me just take a quick look and make sure it's calculated correctly and I can give you a bottom line. We didn't make any changes in the nursing home though, if you wanted to vote on the bottom line of the nursing home or you want to do it all as one.
Now let's get the nursing home out of the way so that the director can go back and be happy at work.
Okay.
So we're voting to approve
The nursing home budget.
$20,830,442.
which is a decrease of $1,830,004 from 2025.
I move.
Second.
All in favor?
Yep. Well, that's half of it done. Now we can wait for those in the house. Want me to talk to Wharton about my idea?
Yes.
I've been thinking about you through this budget hearing, and actually, we would, up to a vote, but I'd like to do the RFP, just to see what we're dealing with numbers.
I mean, there's no commitment, so.
No, it helps to figure
It lets
stuff
us
out.
get started.
Anyway, I just didn't want to waste any more of your time if we can't do it.
Oh,
But if you don't mind doing it, that's fine with me. All in favor of issuing the RFP for the...
Aye.
Aye.
It makes sense just to know what we're dealing with and take a look at it.
Sure,
Better
great.
numbers.
We'll do that. I'll work with Bob on that.
For the solar project.
For the
Yeah.
solar project, yes.
How far out did you project cost savings?
I went out 30 years. That's the warranty period for the town.
Okay.
All right, proposed budget, we had, do we need a non-public?
I don't need one.
No, I can't see back. Is Linda on?
Linda's not back there, she left.
So we don't need a
I don't
non-public.
think, I think we're okay today.
Commissioners' report and comments?
I already made mine.
Public comment, Fred Kane.
Rick came from Wilbur.
Yes, I'd like to go back a little on the IT budget. I kind of missed, I know, Harold, you voted not to approve something about the IT budget.
That is true.
The laptop, could you explain what that was?
I am frustrated that we have not broken into a former commissioner's laptop yet, and I get a little perturbed with IT that we've been asking for months and months and months. So it's probably more of a protest
It's a
vote.
protest vote, yeah.
But I still like to point across that there needs to be a way to get into this, and I can't believe it hasn't been done yet, so.
Yeah, well, maybe we ought to ask the state police if they'd intervene a little bit. But the other thing is, have we found out about the wood processor?
I don't have an answer on
I've
that
been asking
one.
for a month, and I would assume, if our director's gone here now, would have that answer right away.
Is it still outside?
No, it's not
Okay.
outside, I believe. I believe it's inside.
Okay, good.
Okay, and
I don't have an answer for you.
thank you, and Commissioner Chandler, thank you very much for doing line by line. I think there are still some in there that we could drop. You know, the sewerage was $30,000 and they've only spent like $12,000. And the sand, salt, and ash, that was a high budgeted number, 20-something thousand, and I think they spent $4,600. So I think there's some there, and that may be used for that auger. That was gonna be my point there.
All right.
So, thank
Can
you.
you ask, is the wood processor inside? Do we know
I
that
was
it
told
is
it was
inside?
inside. I was told it was inside.
Because the last I heard it was outside.
Oh.
But then if
I could
it's
be
been
mi-
moved, I don't know.
I could be mistaken.
I will fund it for you, yes.
Thank you.
And are we ever gonna use the wood processor again?
That's another good question. So why is all our hay sold?
Melissa has the answer for that.
Why is what, Harold?
I heard last night we sold all our hay. All of
It's
it.
all gone, no good?
Due to the drought.
Oh, we still sold it.
I think it was a challenging year for people who normally graze their
There wasn't a lot of
cows.
hay around.
A lot of people didn't have it.
Yeah.
It was a hay shortage.
There wasn't a lot of hay.
That's why I was opposed to reducing the amount.
Well, under that
Here we have-
category, I don't think the drought's going, I
I
don't
think
think the
you were
drought's
right.
going anywhere. We may have to grow more again next year.
We don't want to next year.
All right, I have bottom line for you.
Sure.
You were able to reduce the general fund budget by $255,192.
Good work, Jane. Good.
So the new general fund bottom line is $25,156,583. And I'll send you this.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you sent
Yeah.
it.
For a grand total proposed budget of
45,000.
45 million, sorry.
I'll go 45,000.
$45,987,025.
I move we accept or approve.
Harold made a motion.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Well, you know it's going to change when the delegation gets a hold of it, so we
Right.
know there's more going on.
Right.
So what is that, what is our schedule? We got any more crack at this or not? No. So we're on a time frame.
We have to
Well, the
get it.
time frame is,
Well,
the
yeah.
time frame is they need 20 days.
Right, yeah.
They need the 20
We
days.
have whatever
I'll second it to
schedule.
move it along.
Okay.
Like I said, we can always bring it up with delegation if we
Yeah,
find
we can
stuff.
change, I mean,
Yeah, no, and it's nothing major. That's good. I'll
so we
second.
have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will put this, make the changes, make it pretty, send it to the delegation and
Did
the
you just say make it
towns
pretty?
this afternoon, and then the 20 days clock starts ticking.
Starts ticking.
They can't take any action for 20 days, and then from there.
But I
From what
think
I
it-
understand, they were planning to have a meeting the week of December 15th.
I do think we should keep a list that we can bring up with the delegation when the time comes. Because, you know, Lena was always looking for ways to cut. If we find something that makes sense to cut.
Seeing this,
Just keeping that.
this budget includes the CBA for the jail, the costs of the
CBA for
CBA.
the jail was pretty significant because it's a three-year contract, and they obviously, that contract was done, the last contract was done before we had the big round of inflation, so we had a lot of catching up to do, and unfortunately, we were able to negotiate it down significantly from what their ask was, however, it was still a fairly big number.
The superintendent asked if the commissioners could vote to accept the tentative agreement. Now, we've done this two different ways in the past. Either commissioners have voted on this, or they've waited until the union votes and then vote on the contract.
I'd rather wait till we vote on the contract when the union votes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we'll hold off, and
Yeah.
maybe that will happen by your next meeting. Okay. I don't have anything else.
Seeing so no further business, I think we will adjourn until we call the chair.
Yay! And we're out by 11. Not even 11.
Are you providing Thanksgiving dinner here?
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
It's going to be a free Thanksgiving dinner.
Happy and safe Thanksgiving.
We're either giving out turkeys or ham.
if Commissioner McGee could stay, we have
you have
a
a trustee-
Yes,
trustees
we have a
meeting
trust meeting at 11:30.
at 11:30.
Commissioner McGee will stay.
Thank you.
I've already given you your present for the holiday season, so.
Hi.
Who is that masked woman?
Oh, all three of them.
I knew that.
Just over there.
Give you some information
I'm gonna ask if they can go over during, because they have a meeting at 11:30. So I'll see if they'll go over. And the show's there.
I just, no, I was like, I should bring my thing. I don't know why.
Well, I tried.
Because as a notary, you don't need it. And I was like, oh, that's why I have to.
That's all I can do.
Thank you so much.
What's that?
You're one person on the board.
I mean, I know that, you know.
So laws gotta be changed.
It's a better place.
I know, when you said that all the time, I was like, oh, she's.
I still think I'm right.
I was still up. I came back from the conference.
I still think I'm right, but,
So I hope you stay healthy. I really do think you were the position. I don't think you're right. Fine.
I kept like,
11.
this is only gonna take a minute.
Gene will shut it off for you.
That's okay, but there must be a way to.
Gene, this is only gonna take 2 minutes. This is gonna take 2 minutes.
It'll be nice and warm for you.
It'll be nice and warm.
Well, it may not take long, but we haven't got everyone here yet, so.
Everyone is here. It's you and me. It's just,
Oh, I thought Melissa was bringing something over.
no, it's here. We got everything here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's gonna take 2 minutes.
I'm very sorry, I was
No,
waiting
it's
for
done. We're
her.
good to go.
All right, I apologize. My sincerest apologies.
Okay, 11, you ready, Ed?
Yes.
11:30, we're gonna reconvene the Carroll County Commission meeting of 11:21 and go into Hale's location at
11:30.
11:30. First order of business is the meeting minutes for November 7th, 2025.
Move we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And then we have 2 checks. One check is, it's pay the order of the Conway Fire Department for fire protection for Hale's location in the amount of $19,000. And the second one is the Whitney Consulting Group for assessing for $7,000. Motion to approve.
Move approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
I second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
And now we will adjourn our Hales location meeting.
We got a sign on it?
11:31.
And, yes, good sign those. Until the call of the chair,
Adjourning 11:31.
11:31. Thank you, Ed.